Happy New Year, blessed and productive and healthy, and Happy New Year to everybody. We are the Rappers and Rabbis crew. I go by Digital Crates. I got with me in the building tonight, Mr. Bible Raps himself, Matt Bars, with a very, very special guest performance tonight. And we also have a very special guest. I'm sorry, our West Coast consigliere. We have Eternal Rhyme in the building, man, representing for Los Angeles. We got Florida, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles in the building tonight. We are representing for all three coasts, and this is really a blessing to celebrate the new year with y'all. We're going to be doing an official L'chaim in a little bit, but I just want to say cheers to everybody and blessings right off top.
Chaim, cheers.
Rhyme, hold it down, man, for Cali. Such a beautiful time of year as we go from the high holidays into Sukkot and the harvest. A lot of people, no matter who you are, a lot of people really say this is like the nicest time of year. No matter if you're in Cali or in Florida or in Philadelphia, September is really the month of some of the best weather. Everybody's in a good mood. The heat kind of comes down, the rain kind of stops, and we have a bountiful harvest on the way. As a crew of rappers and rabbis, we also have a bountiful harvest on the way in the form of an album. And I'm so excited that we're going to be putting that out soon and starting a real deal marketing campaign and getting this album off of the ground. And individually, we all have so much stuff coming up. So before we get started, I'm going to play a video that tells everybody a little bit more about us, about the Rappers and Rabbis crew. And then after the video, I guess we'll just kind of take turns and introduce ourselves and get into some songs and prayers. You know what I mean? That's what we're here for, is to shout praise in our own way. And that's by marrying hip-hop with Judaism and remixing prayers and songs as only the Rappers and Rabbis crew can. So here's a video introducing ourselves.
From Jersey down to Philly, though it sounds sort of silly. Rapper, rabbi, those guys really? Like everything due to COVID, we had to innovate on our innovative plans. Community building without buildings. We launched a series of virtual programs igniting a community that's gaining momentum every week. This is a innovation appreciation type of creation. 2020 to plenty of concentration. Focus, we need a hocus pocus. COVID got communities feeling hopeless. COVID hit the nation, we had to innovate on an innovation. How we stay focused on community building when we can't gather people into a building. All I wanna do is zoom in a Zoom room to build the nation up. All I wanna do is zoom in a Zoom room, and we are grateful for ya. Our Beat Midrash averages over 50 people each session. Our Facebook has grown 1,100%, and we've gotten some notable press, including in hiphopsince1987.com. This is a innovation appreciation type of creation. 2020 to plenty of concentration. Focus, we need a hocus pocus. COVID got communities feeling hopeless. Thank you to everyone. Special thanks to Yafa and her team. And we hope to see you at some of our online events. Every Thursday, we start at 8 o'clock and go till about 10:30. From Jersey down to Philly, though it sounds sort of silly. Rapper, rabbi, those guys really?
Yeah! The answer to the question is definitely really. Rappers and rabbis coming together to sing and rap our praise as only we can, taking all sorts of prayers and songs from the Jewish faith and remixing them in the hip-hop tradition. I'm so blessed, like I said, to have two special guests with me tonight. So, gentlemen, if you all want to kind of go around and introduce yourselves. Like I said, we got Mr. Bible Raps here to kick it off.
Hi, I'm Matt Barr, Executive Director of Bible Raps and co-founder of Rappers and Rabbis. And looking forward to Sukkot. Had a pretty good Yom Kippur. I have two kids who are 3 and 5, and Sukkot is really a underrated holiday for children. Like, Hanukkah is cool because of presents, but in terms of really getting the kids excited about the actual Jewish stuff, Sukkot, they love. My kids are really looking forward to building the sukkah, really looking forward to eating outdoors, inviting people to come eat with us, to decorate. They already got their decorations going. So, we're in the full swing of Jewish holidays, which is always a tough balance with work. But I'm looking forward to Sukkot, which is definitely one of my favorite Jewish holidays, and I love to shake it like an etrog and a lulav, love, a lulav, love. I like to shake it to the west. I like to shake it to the east. I like to shake it to the north and shake it down south. I like to shake it like an etrog and a lulav, love. Rhyme to you.
But ain't no way I can top that, man. Shit. Oh, shoot. Hey, everyone. My name is Internal Rhyme, and I'm a hip-hop artist and a proud member of Rappers and Rabbis, and based out in Los Angeles right now, and from Philadelphia originally. And happy to be here, and wishing you all meaningful Yom Kippur and a meaningful year ahead.
Amen.
Yeah, definitely. We really use this fellowship of rappers and rabbis to help each other to gain meaning and understanding of life. And we do that, like I said, through studying Judaism and through studying hip hop and ways that we can intersect both those cultures in the most important way. And I think we'll kind of kick it off tonight. We'll play another video about rappers and rabbis and what we've been up to. But we're going to do it over to the tune of Ma Tovu, which is Hebrew for how goodly or how good. It's a prayer that expresses reverence and awe for all sorts of gatherings and places of worship, such as synagogues. This prayer is recited by Jews upon entering the synagogue to show a strength in numbers in prayer and show strength in the community. And that's what really Rappers and Rabbis has become. It's really become quite a community. The main core group of us all stay in touch through WhatsApp and through chat, and we get together as often as we can in Chevruta, which is really a learning experience. And we have so many things planned for this fall and this winter that we'll get into as we go through this service tonight. But right now, I'm going to play this video, which kind of showcases what we've been up to recently. As we started this fellowship, we were doing a lot of live streaming, meeting on Zoom, kind of virtually joining together. But recently we've been getting together in person and we've been performing all this amazing music that will soon be out on our album. So with our remixed prayer of Matovu in the background, I hope y'all enjoy this video, which will show you even more about what we do and what we're about.
May Hashem gift us with the one.
Welcome, my people, please sit where you want, sit where you want, sit where you want. And I on inside and two eyes to the front, eyes to the front, eyes to the front. Your spirit alive, the Shekhinah, she's home, Shekhinah, she's home, Shekhinah, she's home. So feel out the vibe to feel it is flow, to feel it is flow, to feel it is flow. Hip hop on our plane, now get ready, let's go. The didgeridoo and the shofar will blow. The rhythm is given, just follow the flow. Community singing my tovu, my toe. That's right, classic Jewish Shabbat prayers, ancient to contemporary, remixed with hip-hop beats and bars. But that's not all. In Rappers and Rabbis Beat Knesset, we plumb the depths of hip-hop to elevate our experience, specifically with the concept of the Cypher. As hip-hop Rebbe, Purple, explains.
A hip-hop cipher is when the community gathers in a circle-like formation where everyone is participating, no one is spectating. What's happening in the cipher is individuals are demonstrating their most creative and authentic self-expression. That could be beatboxing, it could be dance moves, it could be rapping, both written or improv, which we call freestyle. The cipher is about peace, it's about love, and it's the hip-hop community way.
We offer a professional development opportunity for leaders to work with us and our little prayer book to make sure the cipher pops off at our Hip Hop Shabbat services to never be forgotten. All over your community.
Prepare for prayer. Hebra, come grab a chair. Congregation for community. Mr. Yaakov for mayor.
Shout out to Rappers and Rabbis.
Hip Hop Shabbat was
awesome.
I really liked that. I think it was very catchy, especially with the Shema.
It really was honestly a magical experience because it felt like heavenly hip hop vibe.
I loved it. I love the energy. I love the message behind it.
Yeah, we got to give a special shout out to Tex Rich Ali on the production of that track, and to Mr. E, who has been hosting some amazing events in the tri-state area and is a proud member and regional director of Rappers and Rabbis. That song is definitely going to be featured on our upcoming album that I've been speaking about. All summer, we've been doing these live streams, these hip hop Shabbats and hip hop Havdalahs, and some special events here and there. And really, it has been to promote the album. I promise y'all the album is coming soon. One of the bangers, I guess you could say in hip hop terms, one of the bangers for the album also happens to be one of the most important prayers in all of Judaism, and that is the Shema. The Shema is a confession of faith, and it forms really the most integral part of the evening and morning Jewish services. It's a fundamental prayer which is nearest and dearest to many Jews' hearts. And the way we remix this song, it's now become kind of near and dear to most hip hop people's hearts. And what we're going to do now is play our remix version of the Shema. I guess I'm having a little technical difficulties. Y'all can see me now?
Yeah, you've been sounding good to me. I think it's rhymes.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, we're live in the flesh here, Rappers and Rabbis, and we're virtually streaming on all three of our main platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can follow us on all social media at Rappers and Rabbis, and check out our website, www.rappersandrabbis.com. And what we're going to do now is play our remixed version of the Shema, which, like I said, is one of the most important prayers in the service, praising God. And here we go, the Shema, featuring Matt Barr and Tex Rich Ali.
One time for your mind, one time for your mind. One God from the squad, one God from the squad, one God from the squad. One time for your mind, one time for your mind. One God from the squad, one God from the squad, one God from the squad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
Breathing what is Holy Spirit like? 1 foot, 1 love, and 1 might. 1 race, 1 God, and 1 light. 2 hands, 1 left and 1 right. The many and the all involved in 1 fight. When divisions the plight is solved and we unite. Cause 1 ain't free if all ain't free. And you are not you if I am not me. Contemplate, elevate with the Elohim. Rappers and rabbis, 1 hell of a team. Building with the Musar, expressing a few bars. Traveling so far to the sound of the shofar.
1 of a kind hanging from the 1 vine. Wild grapes in the shade sometime become fine wine with a little sunshine. It's an hour past noon, can I get a 1 time? 1 time for your mind, 1 time for your mind. 1 God from the squad, 1 God from the squad, 1 God from the squad. 1 time for your mind, 1 time for your mind. 1 God from the squad, 1 God from the squad, 1 God from the squad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad. Not trying to be a prophet, but he who parted the sea is a part of me. When I look in my heart, I see the same history and mystery. I'm G-D'd up, I'ma read up with my feet up. Sabbath is just practice so we all get freed up. Please plant your seeds up, Israel's the bride and the groom's inside. 1 of a kind hanging from the 1 vine. Wild grapes in the shade, time become fine wine with a little sunshine. It's an hour past noon, can I get a 1 time? 1 time for your mind, 1 time for your mind. 1 God from the squad, 1 God from the squad, 1 God from the squad. 1 time for your mind, 1 time for your mind. 1 God from the squad, 1 God from the squad, 1 God from the squad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
Yeah, that's definitely become one of my favorite parts of this weekly service that we've been doing. And we've been doing a lot of the hip hop Havdalah services lately, and I was like really excited to switch back this week to Shabbat, not only because it's, a good kickoff for the week, but it's also the first Shabbat of the new year after high holidays. So I wanted to like make sure to really kick off this Sabbath right by just talking for a second about Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur this past week for me is obviously the holiest day of the year for all Jews, not just me. But something about the music in Yom Kippur is just so incredibly spiritual. It's been said that extremely famous musicians such as Elvis Presley, Madonna, Michael Jackson, and many, many others attended Kol Nidre services on a yearly basis because it really inspired them spiritually, even though they weren't Jewish and didn't necessarily understand all the prayers and all the Hebrew. It was the melodies, the harmonies, the intersection of the choir, some synagogues using organs, some synagogues using string sections or klezmer bands, along with the choir makes musically Yom Kippur so amazing. And for me, as a musician, a producer, and as a Jew, it's really the most special time of year. But for those who aren't aware, Yom Kippur is indeed the holiest day of the year in Judaism. Its central themes are that of atonement and repentance. Jewish people traditionally observe this holy day with a day-long fast, confession, intensive day-long prayer, often spending the entire day from the morning until the Yizkor service in the afternoon in the synagogue. Not only does that entire day in the synagogue lead towards repentance, atonement, and deep prayer, but also at the top of the year, it helps you to foster your connection to your community. Most synagogues take a second in the beginning of each service to have people kind of go around and introduce themselves. And this year in my synagogue, even during times of COVID, even though capacity was limited, people were still encouraged to give a fist bump or give an elbow and make sure to greet their neighbors, especially if you're not familiar with them, if you haven't met them yet. It's really a time where people in congregations reach out to one another to not only kick off the new year prayer wise, but also community wise. Building and fostering relationships within your community is a tenet of Judaism. And those three things together, the prayer, the music, and the community, is really what makes Yom Kippur so special. And really, the point of all that is to spread love, not just in your community, but within yourself. We talk about that a lot in our meetings. We talk about self love, mental health awareness, physical fitness, and all things that genuinely tie together with well being. And I want to play a song that we've remixed now that talks about love. We're going to play right now Yedid Nefesh, which is translated to beloved of the soul. It is usually sung on the Sabbath. So what better way to kick off the first Sabbath of the year with Yedid Nefesh? It is roughly translated in full to beloved of the soul. Father, compassion, draw your servant to your will. Your servant will hurry like a hart to bow before your majesty. To him your friendship will be sweeter than the dripping of the honeycomb of any taste. And that's also one of the traditions of the new year, is to kind of have apples and honey and maybe even a hard-boiled egg to represent a sweet new year and the wholeness that the end of the year and the start of the year brings. So we're going to play right now, if I could find it, of course. We're going to play Yedid Nefesh. And in Yedid Nefesh, Matt has really brilliantly put together this video for us that has all sorts of quotes about love. And love is so complicated. It's really an amazing thing, but it's complicated. And some of these quotes reflect that complicated nature. So pay attention to what's scrolling on your screen and enjoy this remix prayer of Yedid Nefesh featuring Papa Left. And this will also be on our upcoming album from Rappers and Rabbis online soon.
beloved, would you stay a minute? Every day I'm running just to pay for something. When you pay a visit, Papa stunt to hustle. Put the money down, there's only one above you. So I set the table by the candlelight, cover up the bread and pour the wine. I'm a turning face before that door could whine. Cause when you stepping in, you make the floor divine. But you more than mine, this ain't no court and diner for the time. Just to sport a wife, you the core of life. When the war inside, wanna warp the mind. You my tour guide, searching for advice in a horde of lies. I'ma organize, I'ma call my guys, hit up all the tribes. We gon' form a line, she gon' walk in, you can feel the vibes like na na na. Relaxation, restoration, respiration into elation. For 6 days been waiting patient for the 7th Sabbath day sacred. Relaxation, restoration, respiration into elation. For 6 days been waiting patient for the 7th Sabbath day sacred.
Man, major shout out to Anat Hochberg, who's featured on that track and many other tracks. You should go follow her right now on Instagram at AnatMuse, ANATMUSE. And please go to her Bandcamp. She has some new music that's online now from last year, and she's just really special artist and a really unique voice that blends so well with what we have to offer as rappers and rabbis. What we have strength in our raps, we kind of lack a little bit in our harmonies and melodies, except for Matt, who raps and sings. But most of us are either rappers or producers. And what I'm going to do now is kind of turn the tables over to Matt, who's going to kind of talk more about the importance of the new year and also upcoming event that the Jews call Simchat Torah, which is where we kind of rewind the Torah scrolls all the way back to the beginning, to Genesis. So you can kind of understand more what that's about, and Matt's going to get into that. And then hopefully, Matt, if you have a second also to touch on our Fellowship 2.0 and some of the other stuff that we have coming up as well. So the tables are turned over to you now, and I'm hoping and praying that you'll provide us some amazing insight for the new year.
Sure. So thank you, Crates. Rosh Hashanah is the head of the new year, and then there's 8 days of awe before Yom Kippur, and it's during that time. Yom Kippur is when basically the book of life is closed. So you have 8 days to reflect on your transgressions of the past year. Part of Judaism is you can't just ask God for forgiveness, but you actually have to ask people for forgiveness before God will forgive you. So if you have done a transgression against somebody, you can't just do 10 Hail Marys and be good. You actually have to get an apology, say an apology to the person a few times, even if they don't accept it. Then after the third time, if they don't accept it, it's okay. Then God will forgive you. So part of it is to create that gel that amongst the community, where there were old maybe some things that have happened amongst your community. It's a good time to kind of go apologize for that. People's hearts are more open during this time. Know that this is a time to forgive as well as a time to seek forgiveness. And then they say on Yom Kippur, may you be sealed in the book of life, which again, out of all the metaphors that Jews could use, it still comes down to words. And this is one of the great intersections of hip hop and Judaism, is this overemphasis on the power of words. So it could be, you know, may you make it through the judgment of God. May you make it through the gates of heaven. But rather, it's may you be sealed in the book of life. You know, we are the people of the book. And so when we talk about hip hop and Judaism, we love to talk about the ways each culture uses the power of words with such intentionality and bring such life to words in so many unique ways. And in fact, in the first, since the New Year's over, one of the things we do is we start the Torah over. It's 54 Torah portions. And so in one more week, we'll start back at the beginning, literally in the beginning, with Genesis. And the first commandment given to God, given to Adam, or the first power given to God, is to name the animals. So the first power that God entrusts to Adam is the power of naming, of words, of you know, confining the essence of these creatures out there into our vocabulary. It's a very strong gift that God gives us for us to name the things around us. And so one of our New Year's resolutions is to, now that the album's done, it is mastered, and I'll send it to you guys to get the final listen, but it is mastered, is to put out more content. And one of those things is when we do these Shabbat services and ciphers is to have a rap written about the Torah portion, because every week you read a portion of the Torah and usually discuss it on Saturday morning or during Saturday what that portion of the Torah is. So of course we're going to do that, but we have to do it with hip hop because that's how we get down and really how we like to analyze the text of the Torah. And so to start that off and to kind of start a precedence, we have a music video about the first Torah portion when Adam was given the gift of naming the animals, and when Adam was created, and it's called "Allow Me to Regenesis Myself," a little play off Jay-Z track. And so we'll play that when as part of, just to set the precedence of, we'll be starting to do Torah portion raps during the services, and I'm going to take that as my responsibility and get people in where we can. And you know, this is something that also people of the fellowship will be taking on. When we do a fellowship, which will start on October 1st, and we'll be advertising for it right after the holidays. You can go to our website and find out more about it. But the fellowship is, we're going to learn about Jewish ethics as they relate to our personal growth, as well as they relate to entrepreneurialism. And then we're going to look for opportunities to write raps about Jewish ethics, as well as stuff we learn, like the Torah portion, or some of the great prayers that have some great melodies. We'll take little sections of those melodies, remix them as an opportunity to make a great hip hop track. Not just for Jewish services, but I can tell you at one of Mr. E's events in Jersey, me and Tex Rich Ali went up there and we performed Hami Ra, and it really got the crowd rocking. And most of the people in there had no idea what Hami Ra means, but it just had such a nice melody and such good bars, and it really was a special performance that everybody was really getting into. So the fellowship is not just for Jews or Jews who know stuff about Judaism. It's for anyone who has love of learning and love of hip hop. And we come together and try to support one another, focus on well-being, entrepreneurialism, and hip hop and wisdom. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, we meet virtually, and it's about a 4 or 5 hour commitment each week. And if you stay committed, there's a little stipend to go to your project or to go to travel when we all meet together at the end at a live retreat in Jersey that will happen mid-December. So the Fellowship 2.0, you'll be learning with people like us about Judaism and hip hop, and then creating with people like us dope hip hop tracks. Like the one you're about to hear, which takes this idea of naming the animals or what does it mean to create yourself or to be created, and analyzes that through rap bars. And the chorus, just to give you a little insight into the song, the chorus is, everything is so amazing, still I can't find my place in. And it says that in the Torah, Adam named the animals, and right after he named the animals, God put him to sleep and created Eve. And so Rashi, who's this great commentator from 1,000 years ago, said, well, obviously, when Adam saw that every animal had a partner, they came to him in two and they had a partner, Adam was like, well, where's my partner? So even though he was in the Garden of Eden, he still was lonely. So everything was amazing. But at that point, he realized he was missing something in his life. And that's when God answered his first prayer, which was basically to create a partner for his life. So without further ado, this is the first Torah portion for Genesis 1. And I hope there's many more. Ideally, there's 54 over the next year that we put down. And it's called Everything is So Amazing. And it's about Genesis 1, the creation of Adam and naming the animals.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the best Bible rapper alive. Wake up, it's the first Bible rapper. Shout out to Bone Thugs, let's get busy. Allow me to regenesis myself. Two eyes can't help but amuse themselves. Got a hip that hops and a lip that spits, till the tip of my toes start to tick when I talk. Yeah, in the beginning like it is taught, I split MC, mic check your clock. For the beat 4441 divine, I'm alive, Bible raps l'chaim. I'm the only Bible rapper alive, and I do what I do so Torah will thrive. Got a vine in my mind that shoots up high, but only as deep as it roots inside. For a bird goes sweet, in fact, maybe beep. Some rapper says gas lady, while the rabbis ride right by my side, cause the Bible looks fly through the eyes of the wise. Thank each and every one of you for coming through, experiencing the Bible through raps. Whether you relate to the Bible literally or literarily, everyone's welcome. So let's start in the beginning with Adam, when God said,
It's all good.
Oh, and everything is so amazing. Oh, and the animals are naming still. I can't find my place in.
Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living without a dog that yelps, or a cat that meows, or a bear that growls, or a wolf that howls to the moon by the owl who whoos, hooty hoo, and everything is so amazing. The raven's eggs laid by the legs of the cows grazing, grapes become raisins, or sunshine wine on the vine of time that's waving. Hi, I'm the only human alive, and I can't die, so what survive? Hey, look, 2 hands, but no high five. Well, I get to name the animals, look a hive. A, B shall be A, B, cause of me. A fly shall fly as a fly, cause of I. Why call fly, flying fly, or just another fly, when it could sound smooth like butterfly? Hold up, wait a minute, took a side and so I split it. Hold up, wait a minute, in the beginning, so let's begin it. Hold up, wait a minute, took a side and so I split it. Hold up, wait a minute, in the beginning, now let's begin it.
Oh, and everything is so amazing. Oh, and the animals are naming still. I can't find
I'm blown away. I'm speechless. That is really. I know it's Friday night, so it's officially a party now. I don't know if you want to kind of give a little bit more background to what inspired the making of that song and video. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's a fun activity to ask kids. It was made for Hebrew schools. I'm a legend in the Hebrew school staff lounge. I'm teaching at a Hebrew school now, and everyone's like, "Hey, I use your stuff, blah blah blah. You're here now." And so I think it gave me a little bit of made me feel good. But a lot of this material is made so to teach Bible raps. The big difference between what Bible raps does and Rappers and Rabbis does is Bible raps is for kids. Not that it can't be enjoyed by adults, but Rappers and Rabbis is a little more sophisticated, more concentrating on prayer and well-being. but it's fun to just put up pictures of. Imagine if you're Adam, and just to get a sense of the power of the word, what would you name this creature?
Yeah.
You know, and it's a fun activity for kids to use their imagination and get a sense of their first impression of things and how you articulate your senses, what first see. And so, we had it's just a fun, funny way to approach um, the song about naming the animals, by doing all these funny names for these animals. As you saw, some of them are pretty hilarious, like Sad Eyed Van Give Me Food, and Pantless or Pantless Thunderpants or something like that. But yeah, and if you notice, there was a lot of hip hop references, because I'm creating myself in that song.
Yeah.
So the idea is like, I'm creating myself and I reference Busy Bone, I reference Outkast, I reference Jay-Z, I reference Lil Wayne, and the idea behind that is I'm kind of shouting out my Rabbis, so to speak, my rabbis of hip hop, who I've been studying how to put these words together, and until like I'm kind of my own unique artist. And I think every rapper, every artist goes through that, is learning from the greats.
Yep.
And until absorbing as much as you can, until you and then slowly finding your own individual voice within that. And that's kind of the purpose of that first verse, is just shouting out, is creating myself by absorbing the great rappers of the past and then putting it down on my own. And that became the Bible rapper, to do what I do so Torah will thrive. And that was kind of my mission, and still is my mission. And now I'm, blessed to have a whole squad with me, with rappers and rabbis, and want to make sure that we take it to the next level in this next year, with what we're doing.
Yeah, definitely a legend. When I first attended my new synagogue down here in Tampa, Florida, they were asking me about rappers and rabbis. And one person that was at the table was like, "Is that anything like Bible raps?" They're like, "We know Bible raps." And I was like, wow, like the reputation definitely precedes you for the work you've put in. And it's evident in the music that you're clearly a student and teacher, not just of Judaism, but also of hip hop. And really, that song is a great example of that marriage, and using pop style instrumentation and breaking it down in a way that a child can understand is actually very representative of hip hop culture. A lot of rap, I hate the expression dumbed down, but a lot of the greatest rappers and rap songs that have been made in a way so that anyone could understand them.
Right.
I also wanted to double back on a couple things you said. The allow me to read Genesis myself. What's interesting about borrowing that phrase a little bit from Jay-Z is
Right.
Jay-Z used that line, allow me to reintroduce myself, on the Black Album. And the Black Album, what's so interesting from a hip hop perspective, is he was supposed to be retiring with that
Right.
album. So it was like, well, why make a song allowing me to reintroduce myself if he was retiring? But what makes Jay-Z such a genius rapper is that he was retiring as Jay-Z the rapper and reintroducing himself as Sean Carter, the businessman slash rapper, owner of Rock Nation. And he kind of reintroduced himself as a newly formed gentleman of sorts. And
Yeah.
he's really paved the way for rappers above the age of 40. And you know, graduating, if you will, from just being a rapper to being a rapper slash entrepreneur, record label owner, management company owner, like taking that line from such a pivotal moment of Jay-Z, who was basically doing the same thing. He was kind of creating a new genesis, a new starting point for rappers and people in the hip hop culture to kind of elevate themselves from what they were doing for their 20s and 30s and make it so that there's more of a ceiling to reach for
Right.
as a rapper that's getting older. And really shout out to Jay-Z and Rock Nation for blazing that path. And the other thing I wanted to bring up, I don't know if y'all caught in the flyer for tonight's event, when I put in the tagline, "May you be inscribed in the book of life," I changed O and F around, so it says, "May you be inscribed in the book faux life," which was like which was like a real hip hop, a hip
I
hop.
did it. I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
it.
I'm pulling it back.
Pull it up. Yeah. Yeah,
I did not.
I'm not a rapper, but I am a songwriter, and I always
That's
love in
funny.
my copyrights and when I'm making flyers and I'm writing, I always like to do play on words. Yeah, in the book faux life.
That's funny.
And I did that on purpose because, really in hip hop, we always say that. We say that a lot, like peace for life, love for life, for life is like a very hip hop term that just means forever and ever, for life. And that's what we are. We're homies for life. That's what the fellowship is about fostering community strong enough that you will be fellows, in hip hop and Judaism for life. So I'm glad that you guys actually didn't catch that, because that kind of shows how clever that was. That was really
Right.
just that was the inner hip hop in me playing with Judaism, even just on the flyer for the event. And that lyric video, that visualizer was really something special. And that's more of what we're going to bring to the table in the next couple of months, along with shout out to Rabbi Adam Meir. We're going to really start doing this thing called Rabbi Reactions, where we're going to really break down lyrics of not just our songs, but other hip hop songs that are in the spiritual vein. We're going to really get into the actual technical intersections of hip hop and Judaism as we move forward. And so, Matt, you're not done yet. You got one more special performance that we're going to get into right now. And then we're going to get into like some closing prayer and then maybe a cipher to end off the service. But before we get to that, we are celebrating the first Shabbat of the new year. You see my drink's running a little low, so we're going to have to end the service soon. Oh, yeah. So let's just have like one last L'chaim in the service, and then Matt has another special song for us that he's going to perform.
All right, this is actually called L'chaim, and it actually fits the theme of atonement, Yom Kippur, well, because, Crate sends us beats. We're incredibly privileged to be sent. I think probably one of the top 2 or 3 things of being part of the fellowship is that you get sent 80 beats by Crates every month that are.
Oh yeah, once you're on my email list, you're on that list for life. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. It's something that if that had happened to me 20 years ago, I feel like I'm in a different place career wise. Because when I came up, the only beats you got are the producers you knew. You couldn't go on the internet scanning for beats or da-da-da-da. So like I'm from Iowa City, Iowa. There was 2 producers, and I couldn't be too expensive. But anyway, so he sent some these tracks, and I have it. Rap has made a career for me. Rap, specifically rap within the Jewish vein. But I've always been a songwriter, and that's how I kind of got put on in rap, is because I could write hooks, and then I had to learn how to rap real well, real quick. So it is a goal of mine to write a pop song. And so I've been working on these songs, that create sense these beats. And I wrote one, and my wife's name is Rebecca, and it's like a love pop song, but Rebecca didn't sound as good as Christina. And she was like, "No, I'm not trying to hear." I'm like, "I wrote this for you, sweetie." She's like, "No, you didn't. You wrote it for Christina." And now, like, whenever I'm going somewhere or I'm late, she's like, "Oh, are you late or are you at Christina's?" So my atonement to her was this song, which is just a straight up love song to her. It's like a l'chaim, like a toast to her.
Yeah.
And it fits well. So l'chaim to the new year and to the future endeavors of the next year. And we'll play this love song, which is called L'chaim, as in I am the I am in L'chaim.
Oh, brilliant. Let's go.
I am the I am in L'chaim, L'chaim, L'chaim. I am the I am in L'chaim, L'chaim. I am the I am in L'chaim, L'chaim, L'chaim. I am the I am in L'chaim, L'chaim. Well, an ocean waves from your eyes, puts a one-way wind in my sails. So onward to El Dorado, Atlantis and Xanadu. Our love is gonna last. Our love don't wear a mask. I see in you everything that I would want to look at. So dance with me now, dance with me now, dance with me, dance with me, dance with me now, dance with me now, I'll break it down. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me now, dance now, I'll break it down. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me now, with me now, I'll break it down. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me now, woo! She a boss, she don't look back, she got everything she need, 100 like a stat, or a stack, exact. She built like a statue. Matthew, how you doing? I'm doing great, y'all. I'm married to a genius and a centerfold who makes the center hold. I am the I am in L'chaim, L'chaim, L'chaim. I am the I am in L'chaim, L'chaim. So onward to the city of brotherly love and Mount Zion, L'chaim. I am the I am in L'chaim, L'chaim, L'chaim. I am the I am in L'chaim, L'chaim. I am the I am in L'chaim, L'chaim, L'chaim. I am the I am in L'chaim, L'chaim. She a boss, she don't look back. She got everything she need. 100 like a stat or a stack. Exact. She built like a statue. Matthew, how you doing? I'm doing great, y'all. I'm married to a genius and a centerfold who makes a center hold. I am the I am in L'chaim, L'chaim, L'chaim. I am the I am in L'chaim, L'chaim. Take it, rhyme.
I am, 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 I am. And without you, I feel like I'm dying. But with you, yeah, I feel like I'm striving. With you, I'm enlightened. I am
like that. L'chaim.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that's a good John right there, man. And it's funny you were talking about the email list for beats. Actually, I had a rapper I work with just recently told me like, "Yo, great, stop sending beats. Like, stop." He's like, "You've sent me enough for my entire career." He's like, "I don't know if I'll ever." But some people don't get overwhelmed. Matt, I'm really impressed. We've not only developed pretty much this entire Rappers and Rabbis album, but we started working on an album of your own. And for those that are tuned in now or who will be tuned in on the post stream, we do have a performance coming up in Philadelphia, October 28th at Kung Fu Necktie in Fishtown. You can catch myself DJing the entire night for all the artists, also doing a special Digital Crates DJ set. And then I'll be bringing artists such as Matt on stage to perform with Tex Rich Ali. We have other really great local Jersey and Philly artists. We have another member of our fellowship, Papa Left, who will be coming down to perform. And then we have a special headliner, the one and only Mickey Fax. So I'm really, really excited for this event coming up. Shout out to my guy Hashland for making kind of the event possible, helping us connect with the owner of the venue. Hashland will be hosting the show as I'll be DJing most of the night. And then also shout out to my buddies Artemis Prime and Eno No Zero, who were instrumental in putting an independent showcase together with a headliner. It's really going to be a special thing, October 28th, and it is Halloween. Almost the 28th, couple of days. So come in costume. We're inviting everybody to wear a mask or wear costumes and just be creative, even with the outfits. Even if you're too cool to wear a costume, we're encouraging everybody to come through and dress crazy because it is the Halloween time and it's going to be fun. And Kung Fu Necktie, come through. October 28th, tickets are on sale now. We have an Eventbrite set up. So hit us up for the e-ticket link, or you can buy tickets at the door and come see Matt, Papa Left, and myself all performing live in Philadelphia soon. I'm really excited for that. Around that time, we'll be definitely getting into album promotion mode for Rappers and Rabbis. And then Matt, you'll be getting into kind of promoting some of your new music. And Rhyme, who we have right now live from the West Coast, I'm guessing that around that time you're going to have some new music probably ready to drop as well. But for now, go stream that Au Revoir. Rhyme has a new song and a video out right now that's hot. You know what I mean? It's hot. And we're definitely looking forward to new music from Eternal Rhyme on the way. But right now, let's kind of pass the mic over to Rhyme. I don't know if you want to introduce this next song that we're going to play. We're going to play a remix of the solemn prayer, O Say Shalom. And we're going to take a moment in your introduction. And then in the song, we're going to take a moment for everybody to pray for peace and for wholeness and for a really blessed new year. So I'm going to pass it over to Rhyme if you want to introduce the song and talk about your verse.
Yes, I love the opportunity to introduce this one. Yeah, this is O Say Shalom, so a prayer, for peace in our world. And I think that this prayer is always relevant, whether it's a Shabbat any time in the year, but especially our Shabbos coming off of Yom Kippur. I think it's important to just coming out of the holiest day of the year, a day of reflection, a day of atonement. It's important that peace is a central piece of that, whether that is our own individual atonement or that with our loved ones, with our community, and with our world. We're ultimately striving for peace, whether it's internally, no pun intended, or, with the world. So yeah, with that being said, this is one of my favorite verses. I unfortunately am always honored to be part of here, but my voice hasn't been on a lot of our previous Shabbat service songs, so I get to shine in this one, which always makes it feel really special. So yeah, and without further ado,
To be honest, I just asked Crates, and he said, I don't know. And usually Crates would, if he didn't think so, it was a good idea, he'd be like, no. But I was like, I kind of feel like I should take my rap parts off of this one. When I heard it with your verse, because they're extraneous, they're superfluous, because you really killed it. You know what I mean? It's one of those situations where I was like, oh snap, like you and Lefty just let that be all the rap there, but too late, it's mastered. But no, you really came correct on this one and just made this one of the best tracks on the whole album, for sure.
Well, thank you for that honor, bro. But you truly laid the foundation, and even my verse was based off your strong foundation. Right. So it's glued together, man, and it's a beauty.
All right, well, here we go. Rappers and Rabbis remix of the solemn prayer, O Say Shalom. We encourage everyone to read along with the words that will be on the screen and have a silent prayer and reflection of your own for peace and wholeness in the world.
Shalom Aleinu, Le'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru Amen. Osei Shalom Bimru Uya say Shalom Aleinu, Le'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru Amen. Y'all say Shalom, y'all say Shalom, y'all say Shalom, y'all say Shalom, y'all say Shalom. Y'all say shalom, y'all say shalom, y'all say shalom.
Y'all say shalom, I play Capone. Actually, I'm Maya, who passing me the lighter. We bout to take you higher. You waiting on Messiah. They hit you with the Hezi. Get on your Hezekiah. Till heaven is your climbing. The devil wants attention. I dead him off with silence. Though violence is cathartic, remember your assignment. Recorded on papyrus. They cannot ignore it, not even in the slightest. Talking about a blockchain, these tokens came from Titus. Before there was a pilot, we was flying on Osiris. Try us.
Sharp swords to prune force, then prune force to tune chords. A higher type of harmony when we know we ain't harming we. Sharp swords to prune force, then prune force to tune chords. A higher type of harmony when we know we ain't harming we. Say shalom bimrama, Uya say shalom aleinu, Le'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru Shalom Aleinu, Mi'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru, Amen.
Y'all say shalom, 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 y'all say shalom.
One day we'll peace out, go fishing with Trump and Hillary Clinton. Eye to eye, fist to fist, no fist cuffs, only fist bumps. We need to talk it out. Alphabet text, introduce yourself. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, hi, H, I.
One day we could just listen to what the artist has written. Smidgens the hardest renditions of where the pain lies. One day we'll embrace differences, cause that type of division feels like an ending, but really it's just a gray sky. And it hardly ever rains on the west side, but I'm rocking with the gang out of best time. Trying to unify, shout to the next time. Gotta get by with a head high and set the example. I know the fight that's a hand is a handful. Let's settle down, get around. With my brother MC and we don't mean no Rambo. Hip hop is a sample of the feeling of peace it projects from the core. Let us dismantle the systems that keep us attached to the floor. Ain't back in the war. I throw two fingers up to the Shemesh. Stick to my moral ground, that's how I stay sound without no regrets. I got the best love and I'm spreading it far as it gets. And I tell you to bless up, cause reality hard as a desk. So when I'm starting to fret, gotta let anxiety get away. Cause I know larger the stress, the larger the bet, there's gotta be better days. Oh say
Shalom Bimruma, Booyah, say Shalom Aleinu, Mi'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru, Amen. Oh say Shalom Bimruma, Booyah, say Shalom Aleinu, Mi'al Kol Yisrael, Bimru, Amen.
Y'all say shalom, 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 y'all say shalom.
That's a future classic from the Rappers and Rabbis crew right there. Definitely an inspired production that definitely was blessed by Internal Rhyme. Thank you so much for your words. I'm excited to do Rabbi reaction with that song. I can't wait to hear everything that Rabbi Adam has to say, especially about that verse. I can't wait till we get Rhyme and Rabbi on the line, just breaking that one down. Right. Bar for bar. That's a classic. So that kind of takes us to the end of the service. We're going to do a closing Cypher right now. I hope you guys got a couple of New Year's Shabbat rhymes stored up. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep it on that tempo. We're going to do something a little different tonight. It's the top of the year, so I definitely want to do a special prayer for everybody out there that's tuned in or will watch later, and that's called Misha Beirach. It's one of the central Jewish prayers for those who are ill or recovering from illness or accidents. The name is taken from the first two Hebrew words with a holistic view of mankind. It prays for physical cure as well as spiritual healing, asking for blessing, compassion, restoration, most importantly, strength. Strength within yourself, but strength within the community of others facing illness, as well as all Jews and all human beings and animals around the world. Bless those in need of healing with refuach shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and together let us say amen. So we're going to end the service with this special instrumental that I reproduced that was kind of inspired by the Misha Beirach prayer. And since it's an instrumental, there's plenty of room for you guys to jump on and kick some bars, kick some knowledge, kick some game, and just have a little fun with it. It's the top of the year. So happy New Year to everybody that's tuned in, and also a big Shabbat Shalom. We really, as a crew, as a fellowship, we want to send our blessings of peace, solidarity, oneness, health, happiness, productivity, and all things positive to everybody. So here we go with the Misha Beirach.
I'll be short and simple. It rhymes, so I'll go first. Let you take it to the end zone. Let me get it out of the red zone. I'll get out of the red zone. Even with my eyes low, my shine show. Wise guys, eyes closed, respecting what my mind know. My reach is like a newborn, so I'm grabbing at everything. Get mad rich and take it back from the savages. Sabbath is past, but it's not ash to ash. No, it's what to what, and it's ass to task. Yeah, life is to act with more secrets than a Kiva knew. It doesn't matter what you think, it only matters what you do. Life is to act with more secrets than Jesus knew. It doesn't matter what you think, it only matters what you do. I'm tired these days, I'm getting up earlier. My eyes carry baggage, my Jew fro is curlier. The patch on my pants for the lack of the cabbage is a problem we working on solving, we all in.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit him with a new verse. Hey, my stories ain't comparable. Navigating life is blind, it's just your parable. Out on top, out every time, this thing will never go. That's when they say they don't know God, but feeling spiritual. Oh, right here, there it go. Label the lyrical. Wear that badge of honor proudly, and they fear me, no. At least respect how I've been loud, but I ain't here, bo. Level of calmness, I stay drowned in this satirical. But y'all don't hear it, though. You can't judge your fate by no one, even blood. Cause that chemistry and brain can change how you see what it was. Plus the food and substances that we ingest to keep it buzzed. All conditioned through our vices in this life, you need a plus. So let that valid judgment down, do what you gotta do. What's the reward of taking risk based on what's probable? Always trying to celebrate your moods. That's why older that I grew to solitude. Okay, lost the beat for a second. Now I'm freestyle anyway, so I'm off of the record. Yeah, on top of the Misha Beira. Like an outcast, I'm screaming out, hey ya.
Hey
Out on the beach, I feel like players. I mean the plier. I'm the supplier of the dope rhymes, having a whole time. Rosh Hashanah, going around another whole time. It's like the cycle. But these bars that I write, I never recycle. Cause it's a new idea every day. This one goes on and I write it down and I just make a page in a notepad. And that's so rad. But I'm falling out fast. I'm throwing them fast like Sandy Koufax. And that's Koufax. But you know that. Hey.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out to Sandy Koufax, another artist I work with. Just dropped a nice Sandy Koufax bar talking about his curveball. You know what I mean? And for those of you who don't know, Sandy Koufax is a legend, not just in the sports community, but also in the Jewish community, as he was a legendary pitcher who he forewent his opportunity to pitch at a major baseball game because he was observing Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Yeah. And he's just become a legend over the years. So super shout out to Sandy Koufax. Right. He was like a childhood hero of mine, not just for his ball playing, but for his morals and ethics. Right. And so if you're interested in anything like that, learning about, modern Judaism, ancient Judaism, prayers, songs, and hip hop, definitely check us out on all social media at Rappers and Rabbis. Check us out, more importantly, on our website, www.rappersandrabbis.com, where you can apply for our Fellowship 2.0. And if you're interested in learning and growing as a person, as an individual, and with a community, please hit us up. You can hit us up individually. Hit up Matt at Bible Raps. Hit up Rhyme at Internal Rhyme. Or hit me up at Digital Crates on all social media. All three of us are extremely active and will respond to everybody that hits us up with a DM or an email. So really just thank you guys so much for being here to celebrate the new year. My drink is empty, but I'm still screaming L'chaim. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's a bar. That's a bar.
Yeah.
Trades, this was an amazing service. You deserve kudos for 2 seconds, bro. Thank you for
You know,
everything.
we say Yasher Koach, and same to
That's
both
right.
of y'all. Yasher Koach for participating. This has really been a crazy. I was just in Philly a couple days ago. Now I'm back in Florida. You know, it's been a whirlwind of a week, but that's what high holidays are all about. It's about starting anew, hitting that refresh button. You know what I mean, and kind of taking on the new year with a clean start. And I'm really excited for what's to come. We have Simchat Torah coming up. We have Sukkot coming up, or as Rabbi Adam Meir calls it, hookah in the sukkah. You know what I mean? Yeah, little hookah in the sukkah. You know what I mean? And get down. So we're gonna definitely have a virtual Sukkot party coming up, and we will have a virtual Simchat Torah service coming up. So stay tuned, everybody. I'm just gonna close with a prayer. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Praises the Lord by day and by night. Also, when we lie down, as when we rise up, we place our spirit in God's care. When we wake, as when we sleep, God is with me. I shall not fear. For our body and spirit is God's to keep. Amen. Everybody, happy and healthy New Year, man. Many blessings. And that's it. We're out. Catch us again.